Last minute preparations are underway. Overdrive is about to embark on another epic live life in overdrive experience with Volvo's range of phenomenal SUVs. We're heading up into the foothills of the Himalayas towards Shimla, Raisen and the Parashar Lake. In a few minutes from now, we are going to depart from the Ramgarh Heritage Hotel here in Chandigarh, near Chandigarh rather, and we're looking forward to some exciting adventurous driving. A mix of on-road and off-road driving as well, and everything from the S60 Cross Country to the XC90s and the XC60s are all here for the participants to experience. The route is all set. Let's go. Leaving behind the comforts of the Ramgarh Heritage isn't easy. But we're looking forward to adventure, some thrills and a lot of excitement. It's a quick drive on the Himalayan Expressway, bright and early to avoid rush hour. But from Kandaghat, we hit Sadhupul, where we had a small stream to cross. Easy peasy, however, for all the Volvos. After Kufri, we were soon on a precarious off-road trail leading up to Narkanda.
When we started our journey from Chandigarh, I was driving the S60 Cross Country. It is a crossover, and I really appreciate the ground clearance of that car, adequate power, and the way it maneuvers through the ghat section. It's a very good car.
My all senses opened because of the weather, especially the terrain, the wonderful hospitality that we have been receiving everywhere. And the drive from Chandigarh was absolutely wonderful. And the last 20 kilometers drive to this place called Narkanda, where we are staying in a place called Tethys Resort. It's an absolute miracle. For me, it's a divine experience that I think I really had for the first time.
The road leading up to Narkanda is narrow, unpaved, rough, and the shoulders have hard, sharp stones that make the going dangerous. Soon enough, the XC90, the SUV with the widest track in this convoy, had a sidewall puncture. But a quick change later, we were back on our way.
The first round started from Chandigarh to Narkanda, and the area which we covered and the terrain through which we had driven was really outstanding.
सबसे बेस्ट मुझे मड के ऊपर लगा, बिकॉज वहाँ पर वॉल्वो का कंट्रोल बहुत अच्छा है. ऑटो ब्रेक्स है इसके अंदर. आई वॉज ड्राइविंग XC90, तो उसके अंदर ऑटो ब्रेक्स का कुछ ऑप्शन है, तो उसके अंदर कंट्रोल उसका बहुत अच्छा है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स वॉल्वो सेव्स लाइव्स.
So what's the Volvo 5 senses drive all about? Well, first let's look at the senses. That's touch, taste, smell, sight and sound. Now all of these senses, they are muted for people living in the city. To experience these senses in their purest form, you have to come up into the mountains where things like the air, well, it's so much more cleaner, the flowers smell so much nicer, the food is so much more tastier, the taste of water, crystalline aqua that flows down the mountainside, pure as it could never be in the cities. All of these senses, well, they're so much more sharper up here in the mountains, and that's what the Live Life in Overdrive experience has aimed to be, to give people that sense of what, well, life is like in the mountains. Just so much nicer. From Narkanda, we began climbing up again towards the formidable Jalori Pass, which lies at 10,200 feet above sea level. It's the highest we will get to on the 5 senses drive. Jalori is clearly a reminder to us city folks why we head out on a live life in overdrive experience. From Jalori, the eastern descent towards Raison is just as hard as the climb up. The road is slushy, bumpy and steep in places, but it's also perfect for the participants to try out Volvo's driver assist technologies like hill descent and adaptive cruise control.
Driving the XC90 was a revelation. I didn't know Volvos, could be this engaging to drive. And also at times when you need the vehicle to take control so you can enjoy, engage all your senses and enjoy the surroundings, the XC90 did brilliantly. We were descending from Jalori Pass and it was otherwise, a very tough descent, very slushy. We just put it in off-road mode and the car took control and, there's no drama about it. And we put on the music, looked out, enjoyed the scenery and we were, able to enjoy the experience much better just because the car was so capable.
One of the main reasons that I came on this trip was primarily to see some new places, fantastic places that I've never seen before. But the second thing is that you get to see these places, you get to reach these places through some of the most difficult terrains in the country, and you use one of the most sophisticated cars in the world.
Leaving Niralaya, the group is pleased they're going to have a relatively shorter day than the two before. The Volvo SUVs have been cossetting them in luxury and comfort so far. So now it's time to actually play around a bit with these all-wheel drive SUVs on the banks of and in the river Bias. Finally, we were on our way to Parashar Lake and our campsite. Our pace was slow even though the lake is just some 40 kilometers away from Manali. Our convoy had to climb up to 2,730 meters above sea level, where Parashar Lake lies clearly above the alpine belt. Umpteen stops to savor some cherry sloders. Then the locals and their customs slowed us even further. The last 15 odd kilometers to Parashar got tougher and tougher then as we climbed higher. But finally, we made it to our campsite where we had a challenge for the team. Before we took the walk down to the Parashar Lake, the Live Life in Overdrive participants who've already teamed up in the cars by now were taught how to pitch a tent. It's a simple exercise to look at, but soon enough, when it was time to set up the tents themselves, things weren't as easy.
अच्छा सब किया नहीं स्काउट्स में रहा नहीं ना ये हो गए फोन रिंगटा घंटा सिंह यस क्या हो रहा है
The Volvo trip for us from OVERDRIVE to get all the senses, feel all the senses, 5 senses actually. It was a fantastic experience going through the old Himalayan rally route. We could feel that we are just part of that trail like that, and the scenes and the sights were fantastic.
Camp set, it's time to wind down, walk up to Parashar Lake and soak in the final sight on yet another epic Live Life in Overdrive experience. The Volvo XC90, XC60 and the S60 Cross Country have been amazing companions, stylish, comfortable and competent in all conditions. On this small but effective drive, the Volvo 5 Senses Live Life in Overdrive experience remarkably reawakened all our senses.